Hey, hey, Rambo.
Hey, hey.
I think I caught a little bit of vacation in your background.
Yeah, I'd say it because the signal is not the best. I've not had internet for 2 days.
Oh, yeah, I noticed you hadn't really been posting anything. I was wondering maybe if you'd been picked up by the local police for some
Oh.
some hooliganism, but it doesn't sound like that's the case. Glad to hear it.
No, um, it was just a bad internet and I didn't want to buy it, but here I am, I bought
Oh,
it.
they got their hooks in you, Rambo. But you sent me a picture and it looks like you're directly across from the volcano.
Yeah, right opposite.
Do you
Yeah,
see
it's got
any
a bit
smoke, any
misty now.
smoldering?
Yeah, it's a bit misty, but it's been like not sunny for the last few days, and then today it's super hot.
You're gonna burn that head.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna get a
Yeah, like the
nice
face of the
sunburn on
moon
that
when I'm
head.
done.
Have you been mistaken for any celebrities this time
Nope,
around?
not this
No?
time.
No Andrew Tate
Nope,
autographs to be given out this
no,
time?
no.
They'll let you
um,
rest. They'll let you get your vacation in. Good.
and, yeah, it's just I've been a nice chilled out one really. It's had a nice little walk around, and it's just nice for it to be sunny because at first I was like, it's better weather in the UK, but at the minute it's nice. It's lovely.
Good. I'm glad that the weather has decided to be vacation friendly and give you what you desire. And
It,
honestly, I'm glad that you've chosen this point to exit the uh
oh, I know it's
the
like lined up
game.
perfectly, didn't it?
It really
Like
did. It really did.
everyone's going crazy.
Everyone's going crazy. And because you were out, it kind of in I was like, well,
So it
I'm off the
happened the
hook. I'm off the
day
hook.
we
Rambo's out,
recorded.
so I'm not going to talk about it either.
Yeah.
I'm on
It
vacation
happened the
too.
day we recorded, didn't it?
It
So
always does.
it
It
does, doesn't it? As
always
soon as we
does.
finish, it
As soon
happens.
as we finish, pew pew, biggest story. Yeah, as soon as we are
Because
done recording, the news breaks.
like
It's
a magic spell hasn't been as big as this one for a while, isn't it? Like I imagine like the
yeah.
cauldron they had, they've thrown all sorts of
Oh
things in
yeah.
there
Quite the
this
witch's
time round.
brew. Yeah, quite the witch's brew on this one. And it had been bubbling, talking about
Mm,
that boiling cauldron. It had been bubbling leading up to the Charlie Kirk event because of the Ukrainian bus girl, which we had talked about that one, I think. I'm trying to get the
yeah,
timelines. We had talked about
we
that
did a
one.
bit, yeah.
We'd done a bit on her, and that was coming back. Like that was the day. It was September 10th, the day before September 11th that all of this went down. And that day, September 10th, right before the Charlie Kirk news rang out, um, there was a groundswell on Twitter about this girl. It was reaching a fever pitch. It was the type of commentary, the flavor of "you're not mad enough," that sort of thing. Like
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you're not
get
seeing
mad. Gemma
this,
was
if
talking about that.
yeah, that's what we had. That was swelling at that right when we recorded, right before Charlie Kirk. We were kind of taking witness to the boiling cauldron. It was bubbling
And
with, woo boy.
again, right, so we talked about it. I've talked about it loads of times
Yeah.
over the years, really, about that number 22 and how they called the train stabbing a terroristic act.
Yeah.
And then the Charlie Kirk shoot was also 22, and they're calling that like a terror kind of thing, aren't they? Do you know?
So this
There's a,
suspect was 22 years old. And for people that are newer, Rambo, take us through your.
it just seems to be every time it's like a terror related thing on what they might label terror in the headlines. The number 22 always pops up. Even
Yeah.
going back to the JFK, is the 22nd.
11
No.
22 63.
Yeah.
Lots of JFK allusions with this Charlie Kirk situation. They are a lot of side by sides of the shooter and Oswald. I don't see it. I don't see a visual similarity between the two. I do templates all day long, all day, every day, and it's either a feeling that it's there very physically within me or it's not. And whenever I look at the
This,
side by sides of Oswald, I feel like that's being forced. They're trying to force this kind of lone shooter narrative and the
But
visuals
they
also
always
being
put the
forced doesn't.
trans thing in there, don't they, as well? So like they
Right.
had the
That one
trans
snuck in this
shooter
time.
just weeks
Yeah.
before, wasn't it?
Yep. We
It
had
was
the
the only
trans
week
shooter.
that this guy was married to a trans or something. Like,
Yes. And at the Annunciation shooter, the Catholic school that got shot up, there was a talk about visual similarities between that shooter and the Charlie Kirk shooter. Both of these individuals have absolutely massive chins. The chins on these guys take up half the face. It's gigantic. Absolutely just abnormally sized chins. Very, very,
I
very large, notably large on
I
the
noticed the Epstein teeth, and he had the day of the Epstein
oh, with Charlie
files
Kirk,
release.
with Charlie
Yeah,
Kirk's tiny baby teeth. Yeah.
and
And
it
that's the
was
other
on the
thing
day
too.
they released the Epstein list or whatever on it. Like,
Oh
it was,
yeah. Yeah. Who knows? That got
well,
that got so lost in the noise and nonsense.
so what we shared the tweet on is nobody spoke about 9/11.
That was most
Nobody.
significant. Yeah. That was, I think, most significant. When 9/11 came this time around, it was completely ignored. Nobody was talking about it.
Well,
Nobody was sharing about it. Everybody was sharing about Charlie Kirk. Everybody was sharing
how
about the account.
familiar was you with Charlie Kirk? Because
Zero.
I didn't zero until the day, and then all of a sudden everybody knows who he is. Like, and so like everybody knew who he was anyway. Like my dad's like, oh, I know who Charlie Kirk was. I've had friends say, oh yeah, of course I know who Charlie Kirk. I've never heard of him in my life.
The only I had an awareness of him through Alex Stein. Alex Stein, who I think Alex Stein and Charlie Kirk actually look a lot alike. It's almost like the characters are kind of built on each other. Um, but Alex Stein had shared, Alex Stein is an absurdist kind of pundit. I don't even know how to describe Alex Stein, but
You
he's
met him,
he's
haven't
here
you,
in
as well?
Dallas. Yeah, I've met him. We actually used to hang out like just as friends before he blew up when I was, just doing my HB stuff, we would meet and get lunch together and just kind of talk about this crazy world. Anyway, we used to like sit and eat microwave chicken fingers together. Like it was just like this very ho hum nothing. And now he's kind of in his own right, he has blown up. And recently he got all hot and bothered. Alex Stein did because South Park, the cartoon South Park, did did a kind of a personification of Charlie Kirk, but in their kind of rendition of Charlie Kirk on South
Is
Park,
this new? Is this before it
this
happened?
is new. I mean, this is new, but it's before. This was maybe a month ago. And this is the first time I was even aware of Charlie Kirk because Alex Stein was saying that South Park, in their kind of, caricature of Charlie Kirk, of South Park's caricature of Charlie Kirk in their cartoon, they actually gave Charlie Kirk some of Alex Stein's bits and mannerisms. Alex Stein was like, they stole my stuff. And it was almost like the Charlie Kirk representation in South Park was doing an Alex Stein impersonation. It was a very convoluted, but I could see what Alex Stein was saying because like it's hard to explain. But all that to say, my only awareness of Charlie Kirk was recently through Alex Stein. And the whole time, every time I see Charlie Kirk, I always go, that something about it reminds me of Alex. Like there is something very enmeshed in
Yeah.
in the
Well,
the character
it
formation for
really
me.
grips everybody, this story.
Yeah.
And I've not seen anything like it, right, since George Floyd.
Yeah.
But do you know
Both
what's
injuries to the
crazy?
neck.
Yeah, and both of them share the same birthday.
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk and George Floyd have the same birthday.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And you're right about the fervor. I haven't seen this much fervor over something. I think you're
Well,
right.
I noticed when I have not posted on Insta for about 6 months, maybe more, maybe 8 months, I don't know. And I posted this about because everybody was like putting how. But so I only watched the video once, didn't know who it was. It was fake. I was seeing it in my head.
Yeah.
So
Fake.
I got a few examples, which I actually had already in my phone
I
of like
love that. I love that you already had these examples ready to
blood
go.
packs and stuff. You know, like
Blood
what they use
packs.
in
Yeah,
movies
those
and stuff.
squibs. They call them squibs in the biz.
Yeah, so I posted a few of them, and oh my god, the hate that I got on Instagram was crazy.
How dare you? Yeah, how dare you?
But as the days have gone on, I've noticed now everybody's saying it's staged.
Yep. Yep. It's very interesting how the redirection, the kind of systematic redirection has been very interesting to see how quickly things
How it turns
turn.
around, yeah.
How the
From
turning points, let's say, are
it's the
very,
same with George Floyd. Everyone's like,
very
it's
clear.
real, and then all of a sudden, oh, it's fake, and it's got the same thing here. So it started with like the ring changing finger. Did you see that?
Yeah, it
But do you
was
know
the
what?
ring was on his
Would go as
ring finger,
far
and then
to
it was on his pinky,
say
and
as it was some sort of computer generated thing, all of it,
yeah, I think it would be
but
very, very easy. I think it'd be
made to
very, very
look.
easy to look like it was a live event and to have it seem like that it was a live event. And the way they had it kind of all staged and blocked off, this little discourse area where people would debate Charlie Kirk. You know, you stood in line for hours and hours. They could have
Just
that
a
line
debate.
kind
Is
of
that how it
snake.
works? Like,
That's how it worked. Yeah, and this is what Charlie Kirk was kind of known for. He would go to these spaces and he would debate people that were, he was kind of famous for this, like debate me, prove me I'm wrong sort of thing. I'll debate anybody, I'll debate anything. And honestly, guys, I think there's a little bit of a hint wink even in this little plot point about Charlie's willingness to debate and this debate. We shouldn't even be debating. Like to debate, it's always like one side or the other. The whole idea of debate is flawed because we should be coming together. We should be, honestly, like this whole focus on the two sides debating each other. It even in the political, even in the election cycles, debate, 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 debate. Debate is just another word for division and delusion based on these pre-drawn out, false, two-sided narratives. Like to debate is to just fall into the mental trap. Oh, and P.S. Chin, I was focused on chin for a while because these shooters all have abnormally large chins. And I learned that the etymology of chin is it's mental, mental. When if you look up medical terminology for chin, anything related to the chin is mental, the word mental. So there is a not so subtle clue there about our mental states and our focused attention with these stories. It's
yeah,
always
so how
robbing
it's been set up is
precious.
how I've noticed now is like how why I say it could have just been fully computer generated is it's like been set up that there's so many clues of how it was staged and not
Yeah.
completely fake.
And how it
So like
doesn't
it's
seem
like
right. The
the
ring
the,
going on
the
one finger the next.
yeah, the
Yeah.
guy behind him done the
Yeah.
trigger fingers before just as it went up, and then it was he as the shot when he was saying something about gang violence.
Yeah, literally as the word gang violence was spoken over the loudspeakers, the shot rang out. And I'm noticing a lot of people saying, "Where's the blood? Where's the blood?" If he did have these squib packs, if he did or didn't, it doesn't really matter. There should be blood if he was
The
shot
F
or if he
the
had
F on his
squibs.
t-shirt disappeared and
None of it's,
reappeared and
yeah.
disappeared.
And and I don't even know, I don't even, how are we so convinced that there even was an actual event? And this is what I was
I
kind of,
don't. Yeah, was
you know,
anybody there?
and if there was, again, if there was, there's lots of ways. I do, I try not to do it anymore because it's just so stressful, but I do have a background in live event production. And there are ways to sequester all of these things visually. So the tent that Charlie Kirk would have theoretically been in, it wouldn't have necessarily been visible to everybody at the event. Like the person beneath the tent, you would have had to be at a very specific position. Even the line, even standing in line, people said they stood in line for hours. And I bet you You could be standing in line for hours and never once lay eyes on the target, like on the person underneath the tent that you're waiting in line to see, based on how the line kind of snakes around and the little the people barriers that get put up that have the kind of logos of the event everywhere. They're in the name of crowd control, but they do offer a lot of like visual separation. This reminds me of something just recently. Taylor Swift arrived at the football game just a couple days ago, shrouded entirely in a black barrier. Like they're not even showing her entering the stadium anymore. It's just this
Like an
black
illusion.
tent. Yeah, I'm like, she's not even there. She's not even there. All you have to do is move this little black barrier down the hallway, and everyone's like, "Oh, Taylor," "Oh, she's so precious. She must
Then
be."
they had to stick the 33 in there, didn't they? So they had
The
that loose.
manhunt,
Yeah.
33. Well, what did Cash
30,
Patel
she said
say?
36 hours, 33 to be
Be
precise.
exact, to be precise.
Yeah, so, and then it
That's quite a
happened
rounding.
33 days before Charlie Kirk's birthday.
And it happened at an outdoor event attended by about 3,000 people. I bet if you look up what those if you get to the official rounding, I bet it's about 3,300. About 3,000 people were there at
Yeah, to
UVU.
be
UVU.
precise, 3,300.
And even
But
the
yeah,
name, Utah Valley University, UVU, it kind of feels like you view, you view this however you want to see it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And as time's gone on, they've kind of made it more obvious to even people who may have believed at first, like that there's so much standing out, like to it. Like even now, the wife done like this speech which looked like AI to me. Like
And what a mismatch of emotion. And I
she
understand. So
was
there was no
calling for like a
grief.
war
She was
in the speech.
absolutely calling for heads to fucking roll. I have never seen more vengeance in my life. Like there was not one flicker of grief, like true humanity in that woman's delivery. It was as if she was leading men into battle, with
Yeah,
like a
there's gonna
vengeful.
be. They've just created what she say something like they've just created like loads of Charlie Kirks, an army of Charlie Kirks, basically.
Yeah. And just the vengeance, the retribute, the righteous. It's hard to, it's. I understand that anger. If this were real, yeah, of course, you would feel angry, but less than 24 hours of your husband being murdered in cold blood and broad daylight in
And then
front
you're
of
doing
you
a
and your
speech,
kids.
and
And then
then
you're wearing your best, power suit, blazer, pantsuit, get up and staring icily dead down the barrel, spiking the camera with vengeance in your heart and in your eyes. Like to collect yourself in that manner that quickly and have that emotion as your focal state. It doesn't feel right. Like the mask never slipped, like I would be, any human would be broken. Like to
and
be
then
that
the
collected in one
yeah,
state of emotion, I'd be fucking all over the place. I don't even know if I could carry myself enough to speak. I could barely talk when Knuckles and Tiny. I could barely speak through our little recordings that we did for
and
them.
then
Like
she filmed the coffin and posted
with
that.
those
Like
yellow Simpsons hands.
yeah, like
What
it
was
was
that?
mannequin hands.
Mannequin. Yes. They were mannequin hands. Yes. Oh my
But
God.
why would you post that if it was real? And you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't post that video online. You wouldn't do it.
Can we talk about how he looks like a cartoon character for a second?
It looks different all the time
He does
as
look different
well.
all the time.
It's them
The
Epstein teeth I noticed,
it's the
like
gums
tiny
and the teeth
teeth.
for me.
Yeah, yeah.
It's he has got just an extraordinary amount of gums in that mouth. Just the tiniest little teeth you ever did see. The ratios so off. And that's one thing too. I mean, talk about a side by side. You put the shooter and Charlie Kirk side by side. They look more similar to me than the shooter and Oswald because of the strange mouth situation. Both of them share an a ridiculous mouth, but for different reasons. But they are united in unfortunate structure below the nose. Charlie Kirk with his tiny teeth and his big old gums. The shooter, what I'm not even saying his name. What's his name? Robinson something? Who I just even does it matter?
I, it doesn't, because how it's been left is for everybody
He's
to
got
kind
huge
of
teeth. They can barely fit in
do
his
the
mouth.
breakdown.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to break it down and what was wrong and why it was, what they done wrong and how they've like left it up. But it takes away that it was all just fake.
Yeah.
Again, it's like tricking us into thinking, oh, they've made mistakes, but they haven't made mistakes. The mistakes were made on purpose for it to
For
be
us
so
to
big, not
lose
in
ourselves
our world,
down
but
too.
yeah, the conspiracy world are going to be breaking that down for the next year.
And very few people will see all of this for what it is. It's a way out. All of these inconsistencies, all of these anomalies, all of these
Tyler
incongruities.
Robinson,
Tommy Robinson? Or what's his name?
Tyler Robinson one.
Tyler. Yeah. Tommy
Yeah, and then
Robinson's that other guy from the
yeah,
UK.
so Tommy Robinson had that big protest in the UK where nothing actually happened
I
there, but
saw a lot of skirmishes filmed from TikTok, from someone's window, zooming in on the crowd melee below. It sure looked like stuff was going on. But it was kind of a big nothing burger, you say?
a big nothing burger, yeah. And it was Elon Musk actually spoke there on
Oh, did
video
he?
link, yeah, saying, "Fight now or die."
He's really trying to
Trying to get the UK
cook up
really
some,
pumped
yeah,
up, yeah. But
yeah.
the same stuff is going on in the USA at the same time, but in a different way.
Yes, racial division. Racial division. That is what is being, and I'm kind of shocked that they didn't try to do like a black on white, like that Charlie Kirk shooter is not black or something. Because of the fervor,
Well, they made it a lefty story, didn't they?
they
So
made it a lefty source. And of course, there's a trans element with his live-in sweetheart, whatever. But because of the focus on the racial element with the Ukrainian girl and the black man, him stabbing her neck, and again, the neck. The
yeah,
girl,
right.
she had the
They're
injury in
two
the
in the
neck
neck in a
right
week.
before Charlie Kirk's shot in the neck. George Floyd, knee on the neck.
Neck.
Neck. Neck. Yeah. There's and a lot of people are saying, that symbolically this neck, the focus on the neck is connected to our throat chakra, to speak the truth, to speak. Well, it's kind of interesting because we were just talking about voir dire with my jury
Yeah.
situation. Voir dire meaning to speak the truth. And now all this, and to speak the truth coming from your throat chakra, throat chakra opened, aligned, and then all these throat, neck injuries. That is kind of interesting because I had just learned of that phrase, voir dire, speaking truth. And all of this kind of does seem connected.
I do think this one's going to carry on for a while. And even at this Tommy Robinson march, right, in the UK,
Mhm.
there was sections of the crowd that were there for Charlie Kirk. So there was like posts and tweets, wasn't going to attend this rally, but I'm going to go for Charlie Kirk now.
Hmm.
Going to go and raise hell for Charlie Kirk. Well, there was like doing vigils in the UK for him. But I never knew he was so
That's the
popular. Like,
strangest
when
thing.
did he
He's
become
not.
so popular?
He's not. He's it's baffling to me. It's
It's one of them, isn't
baffling
it,
to
where
me.
everybody is acting like they knew who he was.
It's
Like,
it's making me more suspicious of NPCs than ever. And
definitely.
and and do these people are is it a revelation? When a person that that's close to you, that for sure has no affiliation with Charlie Kirk, has never even seen Charlie Kirk, has no clue who Charlie Kirk is, all of a sudden is like devastated by their old chum, their old, intellectual, true north Charlie Kirk,
Yeah, and it's one of those where they're trying to shame you into believing it. So I've done a post about like how
and how
everything
brave
they
he
say this is
was.
fake, the moon landing is fake, everything. Charlie Kirk is real,
I saw.
but
I love that you're going that
they've shown,
direction.
yeah,
Yeah.
because they're kind of showing us how we can only view a production. Like you can't even swear on a live stream, really.
Right.
But you can watch that now, like you can JFK. You can search that up, and if you can slow it down, do whatever you
You
want
can
with it.
watch JFK's exploding pumpkin head at 24 frames per second for as long as your heart desires, and it will not be taken down off YouTube. It will not be censored. You can just watch his head explode over and over and over again if you choose.
In
No,
slow
no
motion,
restrictions. In
yeah.
slow motion with all the brain
But it's so that you can
matter going
pick
kalooey.
out, so you can pick out the flaws and go, oh, it staged because of this, or but
Yeah.
no one's saying the whole event maybe didn't even happen.
One big magic trick. One
Yeah,
big
like
magic trick.
it's like where they make a horse disappear, like a tank disappear or whatever. Do you know? That's
Yeah,
how
the
it
Lady
feels.
Liberty,
Like,
she gone.
yeah, yeah, that's how it
She
feels
gone.
to me. Like, because you've seen it, it shows how much people are believing in the screen nowadays. Like the amount of people I've met in real life who were saying no. Like, I even had a friend message me the other night saying, "I know you like to do this stuff, but it's too far. What you're saying, it's too far. Somebody's died. We've all seen it."
Right.
That's what they said. We've all seen it. It's like, did we?
We all saw those planes cut through
Yeah.
steel like a hot knife through butter. We all saw that, didn't we? That doesn't mean much.
But did we?
Yeah,
This is the thing. No
exactly.
one's asking, are we seeing this? Like the phone and the screen is giving us too be imagined. It's like the sheet over the.
It's the veil.
It
Yeah,
is. It's the
it's the
yeah. Good.
thin.
That's the word. It's the veil. The phone, the screen is the veil. So we're seeing it, but there's a reason why we're allowed to see it, and that's why nobody's
Yeah.
questioning. Like, why are we allowed to watch that? Like, unless it's fake. Like, we're not allowed to see real stuff where it's gory, like a gunshot to the neck.
Yeah.
And again, it's 2025. Why is the footage not clear? My mobile phone
I
that's got
know.
cracked camera is clearer than what was being filmed to stream Charlie Kirk's day.
Yeah.
Like,
And it looks like Minecraft. It
yeah,
looks
it
like
does.
Roblox,
It's all
Minecraft,
yeah,
8-bit.
all pixelated.
It's so bad. It makes no sense. We all have 4K cameras in our pockets.
And it's
Streaming
only to give
is
you
so commonplace now.
yeah,
Streaming 4K is very commonplace now. Shouldn't be buffering, shouldn't be glitching, but this
not on
is
an event.
not an
It's
event.
always
Yeah.
done on a
If it
Nokia
even really,
3310.
have we ever heard about this? It's not like everybody and their mom has heard about UVU. Do we even know? It's no one I know was
Notice
actually at the event. Who's to say there was an event that day?
that's
And
what
I
I'm
got a,
getting at.
I got
Was
a,
there an event?
I got a notification. How after these big traumatic things, pretty immediately there's a demolition that takes place. Whether it's
They'll
at
knock that down and put
Uvalde.
a vigil there or something, like a statue of
They're
Charlie
pulling
Kirk
up
in that
all the
position.
grass, all the area. I got a little picture
Oh,
today.
they're actually
They're
doing it
pulling up all
already.
the grass and they're putting down stone pavers where the blood was shed beneath Charlie. And I'm like, maybe they're just doing this to hide that there was
Yeah.
no blood on the
Like,
ground.
who do you know, right? Or anybody listening or anyone know anyone who's going, oh, I've got tickets to go and debate Charlie Kirk on the 10th of September?
Nobody.
Nobody. We only knew about it after the event, like when it's happened, and all of a sudden everybody knows who he is. Apparently, ev- you're
He's
dumb
the
if you don't
second
know who he is.
Jesus. Everybody,
Yeah.
long live Charlie. And the whole, Je Suis Charlie from the Charlie Hebdo shoot 'em up that happened in Paris when assailants went into an independent publisher, a magazine, and shot everybody up. And that was, you remember the Je Suis Charlie event? I saw a lot of people kind
Was
of,
that the Blackstone guy? Is that what it was? The one you're
This
talking
was
about,
back.
where they went in the newspaper. Is it the? It's a
Je
couple of
Suis
months back.
Charlie. No, this was from 2015. It was at a French weekly newspaper called Charlie Hebdo, and they drew a picture of Mohammed, which you're not allowed to do, and the picture of Mohammed kind of looked like a penis and balls like sitting on his head. It was like very inflammatory, I guess, and you're not even allowed to depict Mohammed, and the fact that they made him look like a ball sack was, I guess, doubly bad. And then some assailant went in and shot up the whole newsroom, killed a bunch of people, I guess. I don't necessarily believe it, but Je suis Charlie, I am Charlie was a kind of battle cry that came from that. And then I saw a bunch of people using the Je suis Charlie, even on Realize Radio Discord, we had like a callback to that. But it is kind of interesting. We have had a separate, completely independent of this, we have had kind of like a years long exploration into Je suis, like I am, meaning, and it was kind of brought up. I had noted one day how similar the word Jesus, Jesus, and je suis in French means I am is Jesuis. So it's just like one letter off and very close in pronunciation. It's like, kind of interesting how similar Jesus and Je suis appear. And I do, it was kind of under, I've often thought we collectively are divine, individually and collectively. We have a divine spark within us. We are gods. We do not need an intermediary, such as a church, such as a pastor, any sort of official body of any sort other than our own. I think our own body is our holy temple, and the light exists within us. And there's just
He talks
something,
about Jesus a
and then
lot by the sounds of it as
he
well.
really does. He
So
really has gotten that
my
angle.
comments on Insta are very interesting, and I feel like a lot of them are bots,
Okay,
and they're
tell
all
me.
saying like about he can't be an actor, it can't be fake because they don't speak about Jesus if they're basically lying or whatever. Like, of course they do.
What? Of
That's what
course
they
they
do.
do.
Like,
What?
but all the comments are very similar. Like, I feel like it's
Oh,
just
that's a bot
one
army.
program that is commenting to me. When I'm reading these comments, it's like there's nothing behind them. These names that are commenting, I've never seen them before.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm actually kind of surprised that I haven't gotten more blowback on
I feel like it was like
posts.
on the day. So like on
Yeah.
that day, like it what it did as well, it done something where it took away 300 followers, which that is to like discourage you. But then the very next day they were back.
I've been losing a lot of followers. I've
But
been
they
I've been
come
getting a
back again.
lot of. Okay, so in the past, okay, this is so I continually lose followers, thousands. Every day I look up and I'm down another 100, down another 100, down another 100, and it like every day that adds up. I've since I started noticing this, I've lost like 6,000 followers on
Yeah, the
Insta.
more you look,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
but
it
I'm
knows,
up to
doesn't it? It knows you're looking.
700,000 views in the last 30 days. So like 700,000 unique viewers have come to look at my page. That's a lot. And so I think the numbers that they
Doesn't
give
add
as far
up,
as
does it?
like it doesn't add up, and I think you hit the nail on the head. I think that there is a lot of psychological discouragement occurring on these social media, and so I don't the
The dead
likes,
internet theory again
the
comes to mind. When I
followers,
lost
yeah.
300 in a day, all because I said Charlie Kirk was an actor, and I was like, that's weird. Then the next day I woke up and I'd actually gained 400. I'm like, but
Yeah.
where? How?
You know,
It was to
it's
that
just to make
day
you
sway
feel
my emotions or
like, ooh, I
my,
shouldn't have done that sort of thing.
yeah, but with me, it kind of works the opposite way. I feel
It
like,
does,
yeah, should
Rambo.
have done
Yeah.
that. Like, do
Yeah.
it again, do it again.
It
Like,
puts that NOS pack on your vehicle. Vroom. It makes you go
yeah.
faster and farther. Yeah.
Yeah, and it just makes me want to do it more. But then when I was looking at the names, like, where have these people come from? Never heard of them, never even seen them, even on a story or anything. And all of a sudden, all these comments are popping up from people that were like unfollowed, unfollowing, unfollow. It's like, I don't. It's the
With
dead
those, I'm
internet
like, did
theory.
you just get here? Like, like,
Yes, someone written, I'm very
you know,
disappointed to see this from your account. I was like, why? I've got like,
what?
everything fake in my bio. Like,
And that's what makes me think that they are just bots using this very stock to patent answer to anything that resembles
and I
anything that you're
will
doing.
say,
Oh, okay. You know what's bubbling up is all of these. Speaking of being shamed for what you say, and I don't even think that this is true, but there is a big focus right now on people getting fired from their jobs for saying anything negative about Charlie Kirk. You know?
yeah, I've seen a lot of that too.
A
So in
lot
a
of,
way, it's
and I
like a
don't know if these are official
censorship in it.
reports.
Like,
It seems to be like whenever I find news articles about it, the news outlet itself is very suspicious. It's one of these like, it looks like a news outlet, but it's really not. It's like the Star Spangled Gazette or whatever. It could be from anywhere. Anything doesn't even have to exist. Like, it's like these weird publications, but a lot of stories from these weird kind of unofficial publications about, someone from this school district or someone from this sheriff's department or someone from this
yeah,
area over
fired
here fired for
for tweeting
disinsensitive
about Charlie
about
Kirk.
Charlie
Yeah,
Kirk.
I
And it's
will
like,
say,
I doubt
it's
it.
like, even though, so I lost 300 on Insta, then regained them the next day, but I also gained 400 on Twitter without losing a one. It's like something shift that they used that event to like kind of shift and mess with followers.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people gained and lost that day. I had a few messages saying, "Oh, I've lost followers for posting about Charlie Kirk or reposting your
You
post."
know, the numbers thing, Rambo, this is something that I have to remind myself like, we are in a game of ones, you and me. Like, that's what we are focused on, a game of ones, of one by one. And that's all that matters. Like, one
Yeah,
mind at a time. And that is actually such a monumental effort if you really think about it, like changing, not even changing, but I don't even know what the word is. Illuminating seems like the wrong word, but I guess providing a new lens, one vantage point at a time. Like that's all that matters. Like, we're never going to be in the big volume numbers game. We're never going to sway like a huge mass of people all at once with, one tweet that whatever changes the hearts and minds of everyone. Like, that's never going to be the goal. Like,
yeah,
it's never going to be the effort. It's never going to be the goal. It's just it's because I'll get, sometimes when I'm feeling low, I'm like, oh, I lost 4,000, the numbers, when I get in the numbers. And then I'll see a DM from someone who's been following me or following us, or just discovering Realize Radio for, following for years and just now dipping more in. And then I'll get a message about essentially how we've changed their life, and I'm just
yeah.
like,
And I'm glad I posted
a
about
puddle.
that on the day I
And I'm like,
did. I
oh,
am. I'm glad I actually posted about it, and I'm glad that I did get to see like the dead internet theory is real. And
yeah.
I do recognize everybody who is real. I kind of, even if you've never messaged me, I do see,
I can feel it. I can
I
feel it in the DMs.
recognize, and I feel stuff from behind an account. But that
Hmm.
day, it just felt empty, and it actually encouraged me to keep posting that day. But like,
Well, I wonder if they just, whoever, whatever structure is leading the script, I wonder if all of the dollars that are typically allocated to 9/11 trolls were
yeah, we changed
reallocated
over
to
to Charlie
Charlie.
Kirk
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah, because they were
Something
going to be
happened
out in
that
full
day.
force. Something happened that day. Nobody cares about 9/11 anymore. Actually, talking about going viral, I don't really go viral all that often. Nothing's going to surpass my John Bonet kind of moment. I started off hot, and I'm still trying to get back to that first bright point. But one thing that I shared, it was yours, and I love that it was like a tag team effort. But you tweeted about how this was the first 9/11 in recent memory where
Nobody
nobody
posted on it.
posted about 9/11. And I retweeted your tweet and I said, the spell has broken. Because I believe
Yeah,
it. I believe the spell has broken. And that went
and
viral. That went
and
viral.
Our friend who's been around for years on Twitter is called Matt's Gotta Know. He
Yeah,
actually written to me. I did post on it, but nobody was interested.
he did say that.
Nobody even
I saw that.
acknowledged the 9/11.
Yeah. And I think that that's such a blessing. Like, in one way, it's a blessing. On the other hand, it's very almost
Do you think something happened with
spooky that, like,
reality that day? Like, did
yeah,
something shift? Like
yeah.
again,
I feel
another
like there was a
shift?
turning point that day. And I've said that
And they
word
used it. They
a
set
couple
out the
times because that's
bots
like his
like the Wizard
organization.
of Oz monkeys to kind of stop people talking about it. That's what it
Yeah.
felt like when they released those flying monkeys to
That's exactly how it
stop
feels.
everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. We're
Uh,
not in Kansas
Over the
anymore,
days, I've watched
Rambo.
accounts. Yeah, I've watched accounts change from it was real to then now questioning it. All within this week.
Yeah.
It is pretty crazy how quick things change.
It's very, very telling how quickly the collective body can be moved, can be repositioned, you know? Even as, it was watching it in real time the day that it all went down when Charlie Kirk was shot, because, like, it was full steam ahead with the Ukrainian girl that morning, even though it was kind of becoming old news at that point. It had almost, it's like, why is this resurgence on this story kicking
Yeah,
up so
because it had
fervently?
happened on the 22nd of August, but it only
Correct. Oh,
really
another
got talked
22.
about the day
Right.
before the Charlie Kirk.
Right. And it was at a fever pitch. It was strange.
Have you seen
It
your
was,
open mouth thing?
that's right. Yeah. That everybody was sharing about that. And then all of a sudden, almost like stopping on a dime and turn an about face, turning the complete opposite direction, instantaneously, it was stop everything you're doing and pray for Charlie Kirk. Stop everything you're doing and pray for Charlie Kirk. And then all of the Ukrainian noise, all the slashing of the neck, all of that, all of the calls, these really heightened racial inflammatory messages, like, just, about him, the assailant, and her, this pure innocent white this kind of bastion of purity and light. She got snuffed out on the train, you know all that just got whoosh, whoosh, instantaneously washed away in the river of consciousness. Whoosh, just washed
Yeah,
away
overnight gone.
instantaneously, not even overnight, just in an absolute minute, because it was that
It
morning
was.
we were
It
talking
was on
about
the.
her.
It was the same day. Yeah, we spoke about it on our recording, and the
Yeah, we
very
talked
same
about her on
day,
the recording.
nobody remembered the
Right.
girl.
Yeah, after that, she got washed away by Charlie Kirk. It was astonishing how quickly things could be redirected in that manner. And I wrote about that. Like, as it was happening, I shared a post. I was like, this should make us pause. This redirection should make us
It
pause.
happened like about an hour after we recorded. It
It
always
always
seemed to
does,
be that
Rambo.
way. I
It
thought
always
that,
does. It
and I
really
don't want
does.
us to like sound like we together are making this, but sometimes I'm like, how did that again happen the minute we stopped recording? It
I
always
can't
seems
tell
to
you how
happen.
many Steve Urkel moments I have in my life where I'm like, did I do
Mm.
that?
It just
Honestly,
happened the minute we stopped recording, though. Like,
I
and it's
know.
not the first time.
Oh, it happens
This
all
is
the
a big
time.
one. This
This is a
has
big
been a
one.
biggie, and I feel like when they were, our picture it is like the cauldron, and they were throwing all sorts in there, and they've thrown enough in there to touch everybody, even if like you say, everybody knows who he is now, but everybody is acting like they knew who he was.
He's acting like he's some saint figure. Like,
I'd never heard of
they
him
flew his
ever.
body on Air Force Two. Like, what? He's not even a politician. He's just a podcaster that goes out and debates people. Like, show me why he's important. Show me why we're acting like, and the word martyr is now being thrown around. He's a martyr for his country. He's a martyr for his cause.
So it also, what I've seen, it is put people off. Him being shot is like kind of scared people. So I've told you about that guy who goes round Manchester and he films like the Palestinian protests, and
Hmm.
I've told you, and he asked them why they're doing it, and he's called Charlie as well, and he's made a video saying, "I'm no longer doing what I do
Hmm.
due to this shooting of Charlie Kirk. I don't feel safe anymore going out onto the streets and basically stir." He kind of stirs people up. Like I've watched him for a while, but he's another one, right? He's been going for his YouTube channel's 16 years old,
Hmm.
and it's only in this last year he's actually gone from like, oh, he was on about 100K. He's on like 1 million subscribers now. But it's all happened within the last few months. But he made a video just last night saying, "I'm no longer doing what I usually do. I'll be doing videos from a safe place from now on." So anyone who does that stuff, he's now afraid to do it.
Yeah. And, this whole kind of free speech thing, too, making us afraid, oh, we'll get fired if we say the wrong thing. I actually think that the way that we speak about this is outside. Like, we're not saying anything bad about Charlie Kirk, because that's how people are getting in trouble for saying mean things about Charlie, or like saying, or celebrating his death in any way. Which, are people really doing that? Or is this just being like,
It's to
again,
silence anybody even
even
talking
thinking
about
about
it.
doing that? But
Yeah.
what we do doesn't fall within any of these categories. We're not besmirching the good name of an individual.
Nothing, not saying anything bad. All we're
Yeah.
saying is it wasn't what everybody's saying it is.
It's
And
just a magic
people,
trick. We're,
a magic trick,
ultimately
yeah.
it's null. It's
So
another
where
null
did
issue.
he go? Where has he gone? People are like, well, what
Yeah.
is it? I've had a few messages. I never really get DMs on
Straight back from
Twitter.
where he was when we didn't know who he was at all. He just recedes
Exactly.
right
Back into
back
the
into that.
machine.
Okay, right back, absorbed right back into the machinery. Wherever he was before we knew who he was, that's where he goes.
Yeah. It's not
That's right
like
where he
he was
goes.
that around where people I've had so many messages on Twitter, and I don't get many on there, but I've had loads. Where do you think he's gone now? Where is he now? Like you just said, he's back where he was before the shooting, like
Back into the
nowhere.
void.
Yeah. Like where
Yeah.
nobody really no, I've never ever had someone come up to me, "Oh, have you watched Charlie Kirk? See what Charlie Kirk said this week?" Until now. Then all these clips of him are everywhere, and
Yeah.
like so the clips have been different at different debates and stuff like they're popping up everywhere. It's like
Yeah.
never heard of
Name
him.
two, the name, like what's in a name really? Charlie means free man. Charlie means free man. And that has been something that's bubbled up a couple of times actually. Recently, Giorgio Armani passed away, and
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
looked at his name. What does Armani mean? Armani also means free man. This is something that has been kind of coming up, bubbling up here and there. I'm actually reminded of about a year ago now, I was in New York City in October of last year, and I stayed at a hotel down Freeman's Alley. Freeman's Alley, and I remember thinking, I remember enjoying that little nod and just to the kind of the Truman element of it all, being free, a freeman. That feels like my
I
spirit. But
got
yeah,
that
something about that
that
free man.
that Truman vibe from it. That what's next? I always think of that. Do you know the at the end, and you're
Oh
like,
my
well,
God!
what's
Speaking of a
next?
Truman
What's
vibe.
on?
Speaking of Truman vibe, on the 11th, I was kind of out of commission because I had a photo assignment. It was a very patriotic event that I found myself at taking photos, and there was a parachuter that came in that came from the sky, and it was like this,
A
just a,
para
yeah, like
shooter.
oh my God, parachuter, a paramilitary troop came down from the sky, and they were like this, spectacle as part of this event, but it was giving Truman so hardcore because there's a moment in the Truman Show. This is kind of like one of those scenes that blink and you'll miss it, but there's a moment where a man on a parachute drops into the Truman world to try to tell Truman that he's in a movie, he's in a show, and he kind of flies in, and Truman's semi-aware but doesn't really see the kerfuffle, and he gets dragged off set before he can really get to Truman. But when I saw the paratrooper coming down, I was like, oh my God, this feels like someone's trying to tell me none of this is real and exit out the back right
Exit
now.
out the back at the back of the the back of the
Yeah.
water.
Yeah,
Watch the water.
exactly. And one of the speakers at the event, he was a retired US Navy SEAL. He was a retired astronaut, Medal of Honor recipient, da 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 da. Just kept going on and on and on. And the last thing that they said was like retired astronaut. And the guy that was introducing him to come up to stage, the last thing he said was, "You can't make all that up." About him being like an astronaut and a Navy SEAL and all that stuff. And I literally laughed. I literally went and made it seem like a cough because it was the way that he said, you can't make that stuff up after his long list of, I think, completely manufactured. Yes, Space Cadet, I'm sure. And there was like a big Space Force patch on his little jacket. And oh, anyway. But sometimes I look around and I'm like, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Like
Yeah.
I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now. And then the paramilitary troopers fall from the sky, and I know that that is that is all part of this show.
I think that all the time is like I'm meant to be exactly where I am, not meant to be anywhere else.
Have you had any fun synchronicities while you've been traveling?
Not yet, but other than I got here right, and it was so cloudy, and we're kind of like in the hills, so it
Uh-huh.
was like I kept thinking like I didn't even know where I was booking or anything, and then all of a sudden it's lovely. I was
Oh,
actually losing a bit of oh no, I should have just stayed in the UK, you know.
because of the
But
weather the first couple of days.
yeah, but I'm right up in the middle of nowhere by the fields of it, and I like the piece of it
Yeah,
that
you
that
deserve
it's
that.
different. Yeah, it's just very peaceful. There's not much around, and I like it. I'm enjoying the quiet time of it.
When's your volcano adventure? Are you gonna go hike to the volcano?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it hopefully Friday.
Okay.
So you take up the cable carts up there, but
Mm-mm.
some people I've been speaking to my dad. He's like, "Oh, you need like an oxygen mask. It's that high."
Really?
Yeah,
You'll be able to do
apparently
it.
so.
You'll be able to
I'm
do it with
gonna
those
have a
big old
go,
lungs of yours,
definitely.
Rambo.
Yeah, but we're gonna go and visit the zoo. It's like to that zoo that I told you about. See what I
Yes,
can see in any zippers on any animals or anything.
I'm still convinced you need to find a little panda suit and go ahead and wear
Yeah.
that.
Oh, I'm gonna be looking if I don't think there is a panda. I think there's everything but.
Everything but.
Strangely enough, yeah,
They must
everything
not
but
have
a
that
panda.
contract with China.
Mm.
Good agreement.
But yeah, other than that, it's been great. It's like today's been great, and then it's in for this weather now. Hopefully for the rest of the week.
You said something earlier about this is totally a tangent, but you said something earlier about how we only see these through our screens. And that word just it is a it's a the screen, the word screen means to cover or conceal. To cover or conceal. We are watching these events play out through our methods of concealment, through our screens. It's not real. It's not reality. And I think they're called
But
a
we've been
screen.
convinced it is reality. That's where
Yeah,
people are like making the mistake of it must be real life. But like we were talking about just a few episodes ago, like the olden days and how nobody would have knew this had gone on. Are we
right.
supposed to know this is happening? If it is real, how are we supposed to know? Are we supposed to know outside of people we know,
Well,
family,
here's the
friends? Are we
thing.
supposed to know?
I think there's a double-edged sword there. Okay, number one, to your point, no, I don't think we're supposed to know this vastly, to be able to communicate this vastly, or to be communicated to this broadly and universally. I don't think we're really set up for that or really meant for that. On the double side of that sword, the same blade, I think that there is something very powerful about us being able to gather in this way. Like the same technology that is being used to divide us will also be the technology that unites us. So
Yeah.
right now
So it's
is,
double, like, yeah, double-edged sword. That's the best way
yeah,
to describe it.
And little by little, again, we're talking about one by one, one by one, by one, by one. This isn't going to be
And it's
a
slowly
quick thing.
it's a slow
It's,
process,
yeah,
but it's happening.
it's happening. It's
Do you
unstoppable.
remember when you used to say it's happening? Do you remember that?
Happening with the B. Yeah. Oh, that's very 2020. It's very
Yeah.
2020. It's
But like,
happening.
I feel like from then we got took back to 2020 in how people was reacting to it. I felt like something shifted
There
in
was like
on
a
the
COVID
10th of
flavor to
September.
it. Like you can't talk bad
Even though it
about,
happened
yeah.
on the 10th, yeah. So it happened on the 10th, but it feels like it happened on the 11th.
It, yeah, it does. And then the whole day of the 11th was
Charlie Kirk, like you say,
completely,
there was no 9/11,
there was
not
no space
nothing
left for
about
9/11
planes
that day.
or buildings or anything.
And I think that that's actually a retreat. I think that that's actually a retreat. I think that the lie of 9/11 has become so visibly blunt, so obvious that I mean, it's so obviously
They need
CGI
something
graphics.
new on 9/11.
I think that they want to pull it. They want to pull it from our memory banks. Pull it. And so the only thing that we really remember from 9/11 is something that we kind of that our eyes will fall upon when we're going through history books and go, "Oh yeah.
Was that
Oh
9/11 or was that Charlie Kirk Day?
yeah."
Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think that the spell has diminished and the spell has broken of 9/11, and I think that we are not going to be hearing from it again, and other
no.
than the most
So
rare of occurrences.
next year, people will be saying, "Oh, it's a year's anniversary
1 year
from
ago,
Charlie Kirk's death."
our brother in arms, Charlie.
Yeah, he was for the people. It's a
Je
people, still
suis
power to the people. Yeah,
Charlie.
that's how it feels. Yes, it's like in a way, it's like a Mandela. It's how a Mandela would work, isn't it? Like
Mm,
10 years from now, people back going, "Oh, that guy got shot in the neck that day."
that's Charlie Cook Day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that 9/11. Oh, yeah, that's history.
yeah. People will be wearing shirts with
His
Charlie's
shirt was on
gums on
sale the
them.
very next day. Them freedom shirts, you could buy them on Amazon and everything.
Did you see the thing about the book that was available? The book about Charlie Kirk's assassination was available for sale, published the day
Yeah, the
before.
day before. And then he
Hmm.
also wrote a tweet 11 years ago, if you go onto his page, that said, "Oh my God, am I going to get shot by an AR-15?"
Well, it was a bolt action rifle, not an AR-15, but very interesting
Oh, shot
tweet.
in the neck, he said, actually.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
But that
but
too,
those tweets
the
are
bolt
the
action
real.
rifle. I've been seeing that a
Can
lot. The bolt action, and I just think the bolt action, this whole thing was a shock to the system for the public. We got like a bolt of lightning. That is what this story was. It was an absolute bolt of lightning to our collective conscious. We were shocked, shocked. And that is why I think it's a bolt action rifle is the weapon of this whole event.
weapon.
The weapon. The weapon is the bolt action. The shocking of the public, that is the weaponization here. And I think in little ways we're being told the real mechanisms, maneuvers, it's all very
Yeah.
clear. Um, yeah,
They kind of, yeah, it feels like they tell us, doesn't it? It feels like they've kind of told us after it that it wasn't real, like
yeah.
since, like, and it has been left where for the foreseeable, people are going to be doing different breakdowns of it, how it
Hmm.
happened, what could have happened. There'll be loads of threads on it, you know.
Yeah.
It kind of brought Twitter back to life a bit, I
It
feel.
was fun.
It was
It
fun.
was
I had a
kind of
fun day.
fun. Yeah, it was kind of fun. The good old days of Twitter. I will never, ever, I mean, that, that probably the best year of my life was like 2020 on Twitter. 2020 Twitter. Like that is the pinnacle. That is the point to surpass in my mind is that is that year and that coming together of, and you said it earlier, you said like you can just kind of tell in the DMs, even if you've never interacted with someone, even if you've never,
Who's real? I
you can just
just
feel
know a
it.
soul.
Yeah, and that is how we all came together back in 2020. That's how you and I connected. That's how pretty much uh, the whole little squad that we had in 2020, we all vibe coded. We found each other truly through a frequency that we were broadcasting that you can register. It's visceral. You can feel it. You can sense it. That's how we all came together. That's how everybody has found their way here. If you're listening to my voice right now, it is because you have found your way here. You didn't accidentally stumble upon a mysterious play button in the woods, and now just by an act of complete and utter mistake, you are now listening to my voice. No, it was very purposeful. It was very meaningful, a
Supposed to
journey to
find.
this moment. You found us. We didn't force feed it to you. You found it for yourself. And again, Rambo, that goes back to kind of this whole effort. It's just it's people have to find us on their own time through their own journey. We have created quite a few little rivulets into this tributary, into this stream that we share, into this river of consciousness that we are paddling together. We have created lots of ways in, lots of little inlets to find your own way, and everybody does, and I think it's extraordinary. And again, like
It's a slow process.
it's a slow process. Yeah, I'm not discouraged though. I'm encouraged. I'm
No,
encouraged by this
encouraged.
pace. Slow and steady. Slow and steady wins that race. Sure
Always.
does. Always, yeah. And we are slow, but we are steady. One by one, Rambo. Alrighty, this is a good one.
Good
Rambo,
one.
have the best vacation. You deserve it.
Yeah, I'll
Time
send you some
off,
pictures of
recharge. Please
the
do.
volcano, and
Be
I'll
careful on that
fill you
cable
in
car.
on how it was the rest of my time here.
Enjoy. Take some time off. I don't want to see you tweeting. I don't want to see
No, you
you.
won't see me tweeting.
Good.
Like I say, outside of here, I've got no signal, so come back. I
Enjoy
come
it.
back to the hotel.
Recharge those batteries and enjoy. Talk
Take
soon.
care. Speak soon.